This morning. It is the morning here where I am, and enjoying some Battletech Advanced with all of you. So, just a refresher, or an update, I should say. We moved to House Davion territory, and we have a new planet to explore and new challenges to face. So I'm excited about that as well. So here we are. We are on CAF of the Federated Sun. So let's see what we can find, what trouble we can get into here. So we have a attack and defend mission, 4 skull. And we have a 3.5 skull, the Gauntlet mission. So I think we're going to start out with the Gauntlet mission here. Good salvage opportunity here, 6 out of 26 out of 26. Alright, so part of the challenge of this particular mission is the fact that you have to take 2 mechs of over 100 tons. So we have our 2 atlases, which will satisfy that. So let's see. So we have our 1 atlas, which we've used before. We have our other atlas, which we just put together, which is an interesting build because I've built it up with an Arrow 4 launcher to provide some long-range fire support, in addition to being a close-range brawler. Hey, thank you for joining the stream. Informalicon. Gauntlet is assaults only, so it's not assaults only. You just have to take 2 assaults. So as you can see, 2 of your slots have a minimum of 80 tons, and then the rest can be whatever you want to bring. So we're taking 2 of our 80 tons, 80-ton lances. We'll take our 2 atlases, which are the only assaults, ironically, that we have. I don't have any assaults that are in the 80 to 100 range. I just have 100-ton atlases. Hopefully we'll get some parts. So let's get the rest of our lance together for this Gauntlet mission. We're going to take our Heliopis for some fire support as well. Alright, what can we put in our Dragon Fire? I guess we could put Bloody Doves in the Dragon Fire. It doesn't have missiles to really take advantage of his skill set, but that'll be okay. We'll take the Heliopis. Good to see you this morning, by the way. We did put together this Marauder as a sniper. I want to take that. And we'll put one of our Energy Masters in there, because it's mainly an energy build. Alright, we need to take our Fire Starter as our scout, of course. And then, I could take our Lauhu or our Thantanos. Lauhu brings us some additional buffs in addition to firepower, so we'll take the Lauhu. And we'll take a... Let's take Saber Wolf in the Lauhu, because the Lauhu does have some missiles on it, so we'll take advantage of his skills, and we're trying to level him up. Now what I need to do is I need to pick 1 mech that I can really, because I'm trying to level up my tier 2 pilots here. So let's put Tainted Loki in the Heliopis. And let's put repo in the Laohu, because I want to try to take. Minimum is 245 tons. All right, I haven't reached the minimum tonnage yet. All right. Okay. All right. So what I can do is I could take a grasshopper. Still haven't gotten to the minimum tonnage. All right. No, I have gotten to the minimum. So I'm not sure what... Oh, it's saying I can deploy. Okay. Let's take... if that's the case, let's put my... That was a false alert. This minimum was giving me the impression I didn't get to my minimum, but I did. So we're going to keep our Firestarter as our scout, our Laohu, take the Marauder. This is a really solid lance. We should have no problems with the three skull mission here. So how are you doing this morning, sir? Is it Friday where you are? How do you feel about the weekend? Yeah, we here, I'm in California in the United States. We are facing a definite ratcheting up of rules against all things COVID in an effort to slow the spread in our area. We're very close to being here in California in the United States back to where we were in April and May, as far as being in pretty much a full lockdown. There is rumors that as of Sunday they're going to shut down all non-essential business. So that's going to be restaurants for sit down. It's going to be all kinds of stuff. Hi, Skewed One. I was just talking about how here in California we're almost in full lockdown mode. Skewed One, and I assume Skewed One doesn't mind me sharing this, since he's shared it before, is one of the people that are on the front lines trying to control this COVID outbreak. So, Skewed One, thank you for that. Just want to thank you every time we see you. Skewed One, did you get your package yesterday? I want to make sure that you got that. That should have gotten to you yesterday. You should have a thank you from our channel. So I'd love to make sure that came in. Also, Skewed One sent me a link to a song that he made for one of his on one of his new games, but unfortunately it looks like it was blocked as being pirated as Skewed One. So it looks like YouTube but it looks like YouTube flagged that link that you sent me as pirated material, probably because it was songs from some major bands. So all right, so we have just to get everybody up to speed, we have a 3.5 skull gauntlet mission, which requires you to take at least 2 assault mechs. So let's jump into it.
Command interface initiated.
Had it set to private. Let me change it to unlisted. Ha ha ha. And yes. Ha ha ha. Alright, here we are. We've got a gauntlet mission. This one looks like a catastrophe waiting to happen. Keep your eyes peeled, Commander. Okay, so there's the local government lance which we're supporting. Once our operation is complete, we'll move to our evac zone. So, that's funny. We just packed a giant mech with artillery into a tiny pod and shot it at the planet. Totally safe way of travel. I agree. Argo Actual. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing for me. I do think the pods are cool. And there actually is a lore basis behind these pods. Now, they weren't as common as people would like you to believe in this game, but there definitely was a precedent for these pods. So it's not. It was a occasional rare thing to see. It's not as common as it is in the game. But I do like the pods, even though I agree it is not the safest way to travel. I agree with that. All right, so we have to destroy the Canopian forces, which are right here. And we have to protect the enemy lance. Now, the enemy lance... the enemy lance, or the ally lance, is completely on the other side of the map. So all we could do here really is try to get to destroy the enemies as quickly as possible, because we can't directly defend the friendly lance. So let's push in here. Let's get moving with our fire starter towards those targets.
Copy that.
I don't like this city haze that we have on this particular mission right now. It is limiting our visibility a little bit. Alright, so there's the friendly lance. So the problem is, now the good thing is, we've got the enemy trapped between our force and the allied force. The bad news is, we can't put ourselves in between the allied force and the enemy. So we're going to have to basically get over there as quickly as we can, because the local government lance has to survive. At least one has to survive. So our challenge is going to be to get over there quick enough that we can help them. Okay, you have to walk the dog. Alright, I skewed one. Totally unsupportable for casual use. Oh, are you talking about the pods? Yeah, I mean, look, I think the pods were cool. When they first came out, I was like, hey, this is kind of a cool way of deploying in the urban environment. But I could also argue that they could have done the same thing. They could have done the same thing by just simply saying your Leopard has to land in open places, because there are actually plenty of open places on the map. So really, there's no reason that a Leopard can't land in the city. And actually, there are many scenarios where, for example, you get picked up for evac by a Leopard. It's not like you get into a pod and the pod goes back up into space. So, alright, so I'm really nervous that our allies are going to die here before we can get to the other side of the map. So we're going to have to see what happens.
Commander.
We're going to have to see what happens. Now, the one mech that we have that can provide support is our Heliopis. So let's take advantage of that. So let's see. We've got... Alright, so we can hit this cataphract at long range. Hopefully we can do some fire damage, because the hit chances are not that great. Okay, there we go. So we got some fire into the area. That will help our allies a little bit. Alright, there goes the cataphract. So hopefully the fact that we softened it up with some artillery helped our allies there. So... But our allies are really, because it's the government, they're kind of armed with garbage mechs. So it doesn't bode well for our allies here. Alright, so...
Commander?
So all we can really do is push across the map as quickly as possible
Roger, Skipper.
and hope we can get there in time to save our allies. Not the best placement for us on this map. Okay, we actually do have, since I put arrow missiles on the Atlas, we can provide some more fire support to our allies here. So actually this is a cool opportunity for us to give this Atlas with an arrow some trial and error. So let's go after this cataphract and see what happens. Nice hit on the arrow.
Well, I needed salvage.
So we actually can't. I'm not sure if I love the Atlas with the arrow. To be honest with you, we're gonna probably rework that Atlas. That's a lot of tonnage dedicated to only 60 damage. All right. Nice nuke, you mean? I'm not sure what you mean there. We didn't use a nuke. That was just an arrow for
Ready to get it on.
rocket. But all right. So we're gonna. We gotta sprint here as quickly as we can. So let's just push the fire starter. Trying to get as much firepower over to the other side of the map as we can, because we were dropped in a very bad place here. Yeah, well, I mean, it did hit way off and it still did damage. That's one of the good things about an arrow, is the arrow 4 does a lot of area damage. So, not only do you hit, if you hit the target, it's great, but you also do some collateral damage to the rest of the area, which is good because we're shooting at long range. But I understand what you're saying. Alright, we gotta get over there so we can actually protect our allies here. So, remind me, Infern, I'm gonna shorten your name, if you don't mind. Are you playing BTA right now? Are you playing another Battletech mod? I like to try to keep track of what everybody who watches the channel is playing. Last I heard, there is about a 50-50 chance we'll get an updated mod release over the weekend. And one of the reasons is, you play Battletech Advanced, Expanded. Battletech Expanded 3025. Is it expanded or extended? I think it's extended. I like that mod quite a bit too. It's really simply an interesting mod because I do like the changes in the map. I do like that the map changes with time. In Extended 3025, it is one of my favorite features of that mod. But there were some other parts of that mod that didn't really keep me as excited as I wanted to be with a mod. So I stepped away from that, went back to Battletech Advanced, and I've been pretty much addicted to Battletech Advanced ever since. Sometimes I'm really tempted to do Rogue Tech as well.
Yeah.
One thing I need to do is you actually can run multiple versions of this game,
No shooting. Just
depending
right. Got
on...
it.
Basically, you set up a folder for each mod, and then you just move the folders back and forth, and then you could switch which game that you play. I need to really research that, because I think it would be cool to play multiple mods at the same time. I think I'm going to look into that pretty soon. Alright, so we got a charger. We're still really far away, so we'll keep hitting this cataphract here. provide some fire support at long range.
Critical hit, Commander.
No engineering for me. I can figure it gets boring meeting the same mechs over and over again. Are you saying? Are you saying in Bex you feel like you meet the same mechs over and over again, or are you referring to Battletech Advanced? Because I don't feel like we see the same mechs every time at all. Oh, so you occasionally play different mods at the same time? Yes, in Bex. Yeah.
Waiting for orders.
The one thing about Bex is they really do try to keep the mechs very true to lore, but it's also a downside. So if you go to the House Krita area, you're going to face House Krita mechs. If you go to House Davion area, you're going to face House Davion mechs. I do think Battletech Advanced does a better job of mixing things up a little bit. There's still a higher chance that if you're in, say, Lyrian space, you're going to see Lyrian mechs, but it's not as incredibly slanted as you see with Battletech Extended. You know, I mean, I would love, I mean, Battletech Advanced is kind of an amalgam of some good mods. If there was some way we could just take the best of every mod and put it into one mod, it would be beautiful. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so we're going to keep providing fire support at long range as we slowly move towards the enemy here. Alright, let's see if we can go... Oh, it looks like this cataphract is shut down right now. It must be, because we're getting a headshot. So let's go for a head on this cataphract with our arrow.
See if I'm sober enough to line this
I think
up.
this could be nasty. Boom! Alright, we got a kill, even though we're halfway across the map.
Obligated to inform
That's
you on
good.
paper,
4
kid.
salvageable parts. Alright, so we can at least help our allies with some long... Oh! Inbound Leopard with... Okay, so this is reinforcements. Which is good, because they are right where we can get to
Waiting for orders.
to hit them. So, let's actually sprint. We're going to sprint towards where these enemies are going to
Full
land.
speed, no target.
So we can actually get into this fight. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I'm just amazed. Every time I play this game, I say, this game is almost 3 years old, and I still get so much fun out of it that it's amazing to me. You know, a typical game for me, other than Battletech, will last maybe a month if I play it occasionally before I get bored with it, to be honest with you. And that's been more so the case because game development has been really hit by COVID pretty hard. So Infern, it's this mod does have large maps. His comment was, I heard that you always have to walk a long way before you engage. You don't always. I would say occasionally, like what's happening with this particular mission, you get a bad drop where you're way far away from the enemy. But most of the time, it's the same, almost the same as regular Battletech. You might have maybe a couple rounds before you engage the enemy, but it's not that bad. This is a bad example. But as you can see, the enemy's about to drop right next to us. So we'll take advantage of that to really get into this fight. And I think we're going to be okay as far as our allies surviving, if we can get into firing position on this new enemy lance quickly. So we're going to sprint that way with all of our mechs. try to get over there as quick as we can. That's one thing the AI really doesn't understand is how they can target buildings and take enemies down much easier if they're on top of buildings. Alright. Alright.
Ready, Commander.
So like I said, we need to boogie to get over to engage this second enemy drop as quickly as we can. We've got a lot of mechs on this board, which is sometimes why it takes a while for us to get to our turns. You know, the most mechs I've ever seen at one time in a battle was 28. And it was like a tag team mission. And the enemy had a huge force, and we had a huge force. And that was really cool to see 28 mechs at the same time. Alright, so the enemy has a Kintaro, and a Hunchback, and a Javelin, and a Charger. Alright, so we're going to engage this Kintaro, and hopefully we can get some damage on that
Roger.
Hunchback as well. Alright, we got a good hit on that Kintaro there. You know, Infern, if you like BEX, I would really suggest that you give Battletech Advanced a try. Except for the map changing, which is the one thing I wish was on this map, on this mod that isn't.
Copy that, Commander.
I feel like this mod is superior to BEX in a lot of ways. Now, again, I think BEX is a very solid mod. If I didn't have Battletech Advanced, I would play BEX.
I'm on the clock. What do you
But
want?
the truth is, I do have Battletech Advanced. So that's usually my preference. I've played them all. I've played Rogue Tech. I've played Battletech Advanced, obviously, and I've played Expanded. Alright, let's go ahead and take a shot at this Charger here
Oh, that's a sweet sight.
with our
picture.
arrow. Ooh, nice shot to the rear. Oh, nice. Nice. That was a good shot. Alright. Here comes the Capellan drop. Reinforcements weren't part of the contract. Engage at your discretion, but keep those friendlies alive. So we got to push
Good to go.
to help our allies here. So what we need to do is we need to just sprint in with our fire starter.
Affirmative.
I know we're outnumbered here, but we're going to have rear shots. So we got a Cataphract, a Tecto, a Marauder, and a Catapult. So let's hit this Hectaton. This is what I call it. It's very hard to pronounce this name. Actually, let's just do a... Nah, I don't need to do a precision strike here. Let's just hit the rear of this mech here. We're trying to take some pressure off our allies here. We need to engage this new enemy formation as quickly as possible before our allies get overwhelmed. Although they're doing okay, especially since we provided some long-range fire support. But I don't think they can handle this new enemy wave of forces here. So as always, we'd like to encourage everyone to get involved in the chat room. If you're watching, get involved in the chat room and make this a party. We also have a giveaway. So every time you follow our channel, or the one time you follow our channel, you're entered into our monthly Funko Pop giveaway. If you like free things and if you like Funko Pops, we really encourage you to give us a follow you'll be entered in for a chance to win. Also, what we're trying to do now, my personal collection is more Avengers comic book centric. So what I'm doing now is, and it actually makes shipping much easier, is I'm actually buying the Funko Pops for the giveaway on Amazon now, and then I'm going to have Amazon do the shipping as a gift. So that way, if you win the Funko Pop giveaway, I'll come to you and say, give me a couple ideas of what you would like for a Funko Pop. And I will then go out, and if it's on Amazon, I'll try to get it for you. So I'm trying to broaden the scope of our giveaway. I really wish there was Battletech Funko Pops. If there were, that would be amazing. I'd probably go bankrupt buying every Battletech Funko Pop if there was one. That would be the coolest thing for me.
Ready, Commander.
Because I am obsessed with Battletech, as my son will tell you. He gets frustrated sometimes. All right, okay, so we can actually get in. Oh, this catapult decided to jump on top of this building. All right, so we're gonna do a Battle Lord here, and we're gonna do a precision strike. Yes, we are going to. We're gonna double up on our buffs here to increase the chance of a hit. See if we can't take this catapult out quickly. All right, nice hits on that catapult there.
Dealt a heavy hit there.
Really excited that it's Friday. Although I'm actually going to be spending most of my time over the weekend preparing for a move. So it's not as exciting as a typical Friday, but then again, at least that gives me something to do since we can't go out of the house pretty much due to the COVID restrictions in my area. I mean, we could pretty much go out for essentials and you can eat outdoors, but
you, Commander.
you know, eating outdoors is proving to be a much more dangerous activity if you look at the data, because people have to remove their masks to eat, so that increases your chances of exposure for COVID. All right, so we really got to try to get to a point where we can support our friendly forces here. I want to finish up this mission because there's an attack and defend mission on this planet, and I actually find those very challenging. I like attack and defend missions, actually.
Minimal damage on that hit.
I know some people find them frustrating, but I think once you understand some strategies for attack and defend, it's actually a lot of fun. And it's a really good opportunity for salvage, too. Alright. Alright, so let's get our Heliopis. Alright, I want this Heliopis to engage this new force so we can get some heat in on that whole drop zone. No. Alright, so we're going to hit this Marauder. Even though the chances are low, it's still going to fill the whole area up with Inferno, which is just fine.
Okay, that hurt.
Alright, got some nice hits there. Alright, I wish our allies would be a little bit more cautious. We've got that primitive Hector that's about to be destroyed going on the attack. I wish he wouldn't do that, because I have to keep him alive. Sometimes the AI doesn't really care that much about survival. Alright, good. So finally our main force can get in view of the enemy. Alright, let's keep hitting this catapult. We've got some called strikes saved up, so let's take advantage of those.
Acknowledged.
Oh, nice hit on that catapult there with the Gauss rifle. Nice hits.
Reporting critical hit.
Alright, we gotta push through to help our allies as much as we can here. Hey, you skewed one. Thank you for joining us. So, if you can, and don't give us any information
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
that would get you in trouble. So what are you guys seeing in the lab with respect to
Decisions, eyes.
infection rates? Are you seeing a really big increase? I know in Oklahoma, for example, where you're from, there is a significant shortage of hospital space already, which is kind of scary. I once felt bad for a catapult, the skewed one said. It was stranded on top of a building with no ammo or jump jets. Yeah, that's a bad situation. That's for sure. Let's see. Blackjack Omni. Got our Merlin. We can hit that Kentaro. Yeah, let's hit this charger, actually. Probably the best way to help our allies here if we can... Oops! Oh no. We hit one of our allies.
Ah, I can see why people in
Sorry.
China lie.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We didn't mean to do that. Alright, let's keep using our Firestarter Omni to attack this Hecton, since we're having good success by hitting it its rear arc. Maybe we can get it off the map. No, not quite. Alright, our allies are close to finishing off that charger. That's good. That info is well out of your pay grade. Understood. Understood, the skewed one. And I definitely don't want to ask you anything that you cannot provide. You know, I mean, it's kind of a... If you talk about COVID, and this is my last statement before we go to a COVID-free zone. It's kind of a bad dynamic because right now cases are out of control in the United States. If you're outside of the United States, or in the United States, things are a little hectic because numbers are going through the roof for COVID, but at the same time, we're actually close to getting approval for our vaccines. So it's kind of a sad but positive time because hopefully we can get the medicine we need soon. Hey, there's nothing wrong about being enlisted, a skewed one. When I mustered out of the military, I was a E6 myself, so nothing wrong with being a grunt. You know, when I was an NCO in the military, you know, the famous saying of, hey, at least I work for a living, unlike some officers, is kind of funny, but it's also true because, you know, what officers do in the military is very important, but
Ready, Commander.
by and large, a lot of what they do once you get above the captain level is administrative. Which is why I never had any interest in the military of promoting to the officer ranks, even though I was given the opportunity many times. It just didn't appeal to me for that reason. All right, let's see if we can finish off this catapult here. He's kind of annoying me on top of this building. There we go. Lethal damage. There goes that catapult. 3 salvageable parts. How did I get lethal damage and I only got 3 parts? I guess it's because I beat it up before. Skewed 1, my MOS was a little different because I was in the National Guard and I was primarily in a training unit. So technically our MOS was transportation. However, since I was in a training unit for most of the time, I was in the National Guard. You know, I did a little bit of everything. So I did weapons training, I did vehicle training, I did first aid training. It was pretty much a wide gambit, which I enjoyed because. Oh, you were a 91A for a couple of years? Okay. Hey, that's a very demanding MOS, that's for sure. You know, I enjoyed the fact that I did a wide range of things in my service. So, like, each weekend was a little different. You know, every time I served, I was doing something different. So, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Critical hit.
You know, sometimes, you know, my most fun in the military was when we go out and use our toys, for example. So we would go to the gun range, and it would be 3 days of live fire gun ranging as you get your as you go through the gun range to get certified in a wide range of weapons. That's always a fun weekend for me. But, you know, I also like driving the large vehicles and training people how to drive large vehicles. That was fun, too. All right. I think we should put some heat on this Marauder.
Locking in all weapon systems.
And take out a building, apparently. All right, there's a war crime. I always find it interesting that you never get billed. You would think if you're working for the local government, they would be a little pissed off that you destroyed their city. Ooh, all right. Hard hits on our fire starter there. Oh boy.
I lost
Okay.
a weapon.
Oh, that's a problem.
I'm here.
All right, we got to watch our fire starter. All right, so we got to do 2 things here. So we want to push in to help our allies as much as we can. So I could finish off this mech here, but I want to push farther into the enemy.
Copy that.
So we'll have our Lao Hu go after this Marauder here. We have a precision strike available, so let's go for the leg of the Marauder because that's one of the weak points of a Marauder, is the legs.
Affirmative.
Love to take out one of the legs here. Our Lao Hu has lots of firepower because of those rocket launchers.
Reporting critical hit.
But we only have so much firepower for a short period of time. Hopefully they evac the city first. So, Skewed 1, I talked about this before. I don't know if you were with us when I did. So, I found an article that interviewed Harebrained Schemes when this game came out, or the DLC that included Urban Warfare came out, and they said the assumption was that let's see, do we have a straight line of shot? No, we don't. The assumption was, let's actually keep hitting this Marauder, that a warning had gone out to the civilians and they had evacuated. Ooh, nice shot there with the arrow. There goes the Thunderbolt. Or there goes the Marauder. To be honest with you, why would you even fight in these cities outside of a full-scale invasion? So, so as I was saying, they asked Harebrained Schemes, and they said, we're assuming that there was some sort of an evacuation that was called, and that's why you don't see any civilians in the streets, and the everybody's cars are just left on the side of the road, that there was an evacuation. But in Battletech lore,
Firing at enemies hit.
civilians would be caught in fighting all the time. It was extremely common for civilians to be just going about their daily business, and then there's a battle in the middle of the city, and then you would have millions of civilians die when only hundreds of mech warriors died, because it was just collateral damage all over the place. So that's kind of the lore background and what Harebrained Schemes said about it as well. Harebrained Schemes basically said assume everybody that's a civilian is in a bunker underground and you're not going to kill anybody. Because there were some people who were a little upset about destroying buildings. I think that's kind of extreme. I think we all know this is a game. Alright, some hard hits on our Lao Hu. We're going to have to be careful about him now. Let's see. Infern says the train is narrow. It's hyper easy to get ambushed, and there's electrical interference everywhere. Yeah, that's true. Alright, there goes that charger. There's going to be some decent salvage parts here for sure. What stung, Skewed One? That hit on our Lao Hu? Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Sometimes with this game you have to push forward to protect your allies, even though you're going to take a whole bunch of damage. That's especially the case with attack and defend missions as well. We're actually doing pretty good here with this mission. My concern is a lot of our allies are going to die before we can get to the other side of the map. And then I hate it when you feel like I've been sitting on this contract for an hour now. It's been 40 minutes on this contract. We're actually close to the end. I would suspect in the next 10 minutes or so we should finish off this contract. So hang in with us. Hang in there with us. We'll get through this contract and get to the next contract soon enough. Ooh, all right. All right, so we got this javelin here, right? So what if I just... Oh, it's not letting me target the building. If I could, I would target the building here. We can do a precision strike. Let's see if the precision strike will let me... No. Okay, it's letting me target the building. So let's just knock this javelin down. I love attacking enemies that are on top of buildings.
Building trash.
That was fun.
Battle mech power-up detected.
Yeah, this contract has a lot of enemies. That is true. But good enemies, a lot of enemies means a lot of salvage. So I don't really mind too much. I can live with that. I'm just going to be frustrated. Oh! Oh! They hit the electrical substation there. My big concern is my big concern about contracts like this is you end up in a scenario where
Going turbo.
even if you win, if your allies get destroyed, then you lose. So that's kind of the challenge here. Let's keep pushing up with our Heliopis.
Let's move.
Alright, what can we shoot at to help our allies? That's what we need to do right now. We can go after this blackjack. We can go after that javelin. We can go after this hunchback. I mean, probably the biggest thing we can do to help them right now is attack this Merlin here, because this Merlin is a real headache. So let's do a precision strike here. See if we can help our allies at long distance. There we go. Good hits on that Merlin.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
A blackjack with a Goss? Yeah, that is possible. Now, a blackjack with a Goss is going to have virtually no armor, so that will be an easy kill once we get there.
Battlemech power-up detected.
You can put a Goss on a blackjack. Absolutely, you can.
Reading you.
I don't think I would do it personally because it's kind of suicide, but you can.
Move order received.
Alright, let's brace. Yep, 35-ton Hollander has a Goss. So the 35-ton Hollander with the Goss is really the perfect example
Look, what do you
of a
want?
glass cannon, because a Hollander with a Goss can take out
Let's make some bad
a significantly
decisions.
larger mech, but once it runs out of ammo, then it's useless. Alright, so we can hit the Marauder. We can hit the Cataphract. We can hit the Blackjack. Can we hit the Merlin? Come on. Yes. Alright, we can hit the Merlin here. So hopefully we'll get lucky with this shot.
Now that's a sweet sight.
This Merlin's probably the biggest threat against our allies. Nice hit on the Merlin there. I've noticed that the Battletech community loves their suicide mechs. You don't like XL engines? I mean, I'm not... I use XL engines all the time, and I don't have a problem with it. You just have to accept that those are the risks that you're taking with that mech.
Locked on.
Yes, there is a chance that if it gets beat up too much, you're going to lose the whole engine. But more often than not, if you have enough XL engines in your mech bay, it's really not that big of a deal if you lose a mech due to an engine failure. It really just comes down to the cost of repairs. And one thing you can always do is if you put in an XL engine, you can take some of that tonnage and put it into armor to try to offset some of that exposure. Alright, there we go. One of our allies is down. I think we're okay though. Alright, that Marauder overheated. We might be able to give ourselves another Marauder after this mission. That would be nice, the speed 1, because I would like to get an X instead of the 3M that I'm currently rolling for the Marauder. The X is a much superior platform. Our allies have a Griffin. Yeah, I think this mission is actually pretty close to wrapping up. Pretty close to wrapping up. The enemies are going down at a pretty good clip here. Alright, let's see what that blackjack with a Goss does. Alright, it missed. The blackjack with its Goss also gave me its rear, so if I can get into firing position, we can do some serious damage to that blackjack. I have a feeling if you strip the engine and armor, you'd end up with the same weight. Are you talking about the X version of the Marauder? I mean,
Ready, Commander.
that is true, but the if I'm not mistaken, the X version of the Marauder has endosteel, which would be a nice advantage that you can't simply just throw onto the mech. Right, so as I said, this blackjack gave its rear to us. it's going to pay the price right now. So precision strike to the rear of this blackjack, and there goes the blackjack. Because that blackjack with the Gauss rifle had no armor whatsoever, especially in the rear. No. Well, the endosteel, you can put endosteel into any mech, but endosteel is very hard to find in salvage in this game. So, for Battletech Advanced, endosteel is almost impossible to get in salvage. So you have to get the endosteel by putting together a mech.
What can I
In
do for you?
fact, now that I think about it, I've never seen endosteel in salvage. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat
Pedal to the
room,
metal.
but I think you have to create endosteel by putting a mech together. Alright, so we got this cataphract here. Alright, this is actually the first chance we've had to shoot with our
Got it.
Marauder here. So it should have plenty of cooling available. There we go. Nice hits on that cataphract. Took out the gun
When I
arm.
shoot you, you'll take it and like it.
So Infernicon, you can take endosteel and put it into any mech, but you don't get endosteel, in my experience, from salvage. You have to build a mech that has endosteel, and then if you put it in storage, then you'll have the endosteel for other mechs. Yes, Skewed One is answering correctly there. He says, actually in BTA, I think endo only comes as part of construction, and it cannot be removed or transferred. Oh, okay. So, like I said, getting endosteel is actually a pretty valuable thing in your mech components. Alright, we still have this Kentaro way on the other side of the map, so let's
Copy that.
see if we can help our allies here with some long-range fire support. Good hits there on that Kentaro. So he went
Yes, Commander.
the hard way. Yeah, I would say that's fair to say. Oh. Our Lao Hu has got a rear shot on somebody. So even though he's got some structural damage, let's push him in. Okay. Might be able to finish off this Merlin if we get very lucky here.
Copy that.
Let's see. We hit with the Gauss, so we might be able to finish off this Merlin. That would take a lot of pressure off of our allies here. We didn't finish him off, but we did a lot of damage. So that'll
Good.
help.
A critical hit. My flamers.
That's the last of them. All primary targets down.
Yeah, Inferno, that is not the case anymore. I think the reason they did that is to make salvage more valuable, because endosteel is supposed to be a rare component. It's supposed to be a huge benefit to certain models, making them very valuable. So I think that was the logic behind them limiting it for salvage. Let's keep working on this Kentaro, because we're trying to provide fire support for our allies. Nice hit on the Kentaro.
I can see why people enjoy this line of work.
See, yes, the 5X comes with endo, so I can do so much more with a 5X Marauder than I can with a 3M Marauder, for example.
Target log on enemy.
Let's hit this cataphract in the rear. Nice hits there. You're right. This mission has gone on for an hour now. But luckily we're very close to finishing off this mission, and then we should have time for one other mission. Normally an attack and defend mission is a longer mission, but it's going to be faster than this mission. And we're going to do an attack and defend after this. Okay. Alright, so the primary targets have been destroyed, so they're headed towards the evac zone. So we need to keep pushing hard on these reinforcements. So there's 4 more mechs we need to take out. So there's this Kintaro, there's a Hunchback, and there's something else. There's a... No, that Nighthawk is an ally. Alright. 5X comes with Endo, with 2 ballistics, 2 missile, and 4 energy hardpoints. That's a great Marauder. You can pretty much do anything you want with that Marauder. Marauders are my favorite, one of my favorite mechs, but they've been hard to come by in this playthrough. I do like Marauders. Ton for ton, I think you could argue that the Marauder has the most firepower for its tonnage. I'd have to do some math, which is never my favorite thing, but I think that's very close to being the case. Alright, Dragonfire. Let's see. I don't want you to get into a crossfire, so we'll just move you here.
Throttle up.
And let's do a Battlelord. And let's try to take out the leg of this Marauder if we can. Let's do Precision Strike. Come on. Let's go after the leg of this Marauder. There we go, we got the leg on the Marauder. Very nice.
There.
See if this Kintaro can be destroyed quickly. Skewed One says, I'll be lurking for a bit, finally getting to the first boss in Demon Soul. Okay.
I hear ya.
Well, I think you're doing... How is Demon Soul going, by the way? I've seen it. I've seen that there's a lot of streams available on Twitch for Demon Soul. So... it must be a popular game. You never know these days which games are going to work out and which ones were not. I remember I was so excited about Star Wars Squadrons, for example. I played it for a weekend and then I was done with it. So Star Wars Squadrons was very popular for a weekend and then it fell off the map. As people were like, yeah, I've completed it. It's not really that much fun other than the campaign. So
on my way, double time.
So that was just my experience with Squadrons. I know some people liked it better than me, but I just got burnt out on Squadrons very fast. All right. Let's do some fire support on this Kintaro.
Everything I've got.
Nice hit there. Overheated and did damage. That's good.
I'm here.
Alright, let's see if we can finish these guys off. Alright, nice rear shot on the Kintaro here. I'd love to just finish these guys off and get to another mission.
Target locked on enemy.
Nice hits on that
Reporting
Kintaro.
critical hit.
Kintaro is another mech that I really missed out on this playthrough. Probably because I was in House Merrick space. But I really like the Kintaro as one of my early mediums because it's a very solid brawler.
Quick luck.
But
You want
we
it.
didn't get it this time. I don't think this Atlas has even fired its primary weapons yet. It's almost always... It's simply been firing off its arrow.
Decisions at high
And it's actually been pretty successful with that. Let's see if we can continue that by finishing off this Contaro. See if we get lucky here. Did some damage.
Needed salvage anyways. I can see why people
Hopefully our
enjoy this
allies
kind
can
of work.
respond to that. The skewed one says it seems to be going about as well as I expected, which is to say slow and methodical. So you would say that there's a long campaign in that game? I think that's probably what you're telling us there. Alright. Oops, no, we don't want to do that. Heaven forbid, I don't want to play this game again.
Aye, aye.
Alright, let's go for melee here. See if we can finish off this Marauder, hopefully.
Roger. You wanna go? Let's go.
Alright, nice melee hit there. Alright, let's see what our ally does. Our allies are going for the evac zone, so they're not going to be fighting anymore unless the enemy's right in front of them. So it's really going to be up to us to finish off these last 4 mechs. Alright, Kentaro goes after our Lao Hu. That's fine. Oh, so it does not hesitate to punish you. So a skewed one for that game, are you saying that you spend a lot of time playing the same mission over and over again until you can complete it? So there's a lot of failure involved with that game. So those games can be challenging and frustrated at the same time. Kind of like I'm challenged and frustrated by this mission because it's going on forever. We're going on an hour and 10 minutes for this mission.
Critical hit.
Alright, our Lao Hu is getting beat up here. That was one of the problems with pushing it up to support our allies. Hopefully our allies can finish off some of these mechs. No, they're just focused on getting back to their evac zone.
Ready, Commander.
Alright, so Dragonfire. Alright, Dragonfire, we're going to have him actually push up on this
Rob love.
enemy force that is attacking our allies here. Because that's more important right now than actually attacking the enemies that are closest to us. Alright, so let's... yeah, why not? Let's go for the leg on this Kentaro.
Standing measure.
Oh, okay, so skewed one in that game, Demon Souls, there's a lot of checkpoints, so you can reload and get back your lost progress very quickly. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm sure eventually my son is going to talk me into getting him a
What can I do
PlayStation
for you?
5. I just refuse to buy new gaming systems right when they come out because sometimes you have to deal
Pedal to
with
the
bugs, but also because and here I'm just kind of focusing on protecting our allies here, so I'm actually putting my back to 2 of the enemies,
Affirmative.
but I don't want our allies to die here because that will
Want some more?
lose
Huh?
us the mission. So we have to push forward to protect our allies here. Even though that means we're going to take some shots to our rear here from this Marauder. You'll see he's going to hit us in the rear. Okay, luckily we took some of his weapons off, so it's not that bad.
Yikes! That hit hard.
But we had to give our... Oh, and the Marauder killed itself by overheating. I always love it when that happens. Okay. Alright, so now we're down to
Got it.
2 enemies left. Got the cataphract there. And we've got the hunchback in the distance. Alright, so let's keep hitting the hunchback. Alright, that hunchback is close to shutdown. Oh, he ejected. Great. Well, the good thing is we're going to have plenty of mech parts come out of this battle. Alright, so we got just this cataphract left. Alright, luckily he missed on our fire starter, because our fire starter's been beat up pretty badly on this mission.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, so now, ironically, we're out of position to finish off this cataphract. Let's see. Alright, so there we go.
Affirmative.
So we have to backtrack now to take out this last cataphract. And this mission will go down as one of the longer missions I've ever streamed.
Copy that.
It was definitely a very long mission. I think we did as much damage to our own mechs as to the cataphract there. Friendly fire is a thing.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Our Atlas. Can we get our Atlas in position for the kill strike? No, we can't. Atlases are so slow.
Let's make some bad decisions.
Now here's the thing.
Speed.
I could use my arrow here, but I'm more likely to do damage to my own mechs, so we're just gonna skip the round.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, Firestarter, can you finish off the cataphract? Maybe. Let's go for a punch.
Copy that.
Really appreciate the follow there. Just a reminder to everybody. Number 1, feel free to get involved in the chat room. We want as many people involved in the chat room as possible. If you have any questions about this mod, if you have any questions about Battletech, you want to talk about Battletech lore, you want to give me suggestions, all of those things are fair game in our stream. Because I truly believe it is our collective stream and not just you watching me play. So I like to have everybody as involved as possible. So speaking of that, oh, we have an ejection. So I'd like to ask people in the chat room, many streamers will
Mission
change their
successful.
pilot names to be the name of some of our followers on the channel. So do you think that's something we should do on this channel? Is if we take some of our pilots, for example, and give a skewed one, or Inferno, or anybody like that, a mech, or a mech pilot to command. Alright, alright, so we finally finished this mission. We got a really nice payout because we got a whole bunch of additional enemies that came in, so that's good. We actually need the sea bills. Okay. Alright, so let's look at salvage. Let's look at salvage. No idea, but the pilots in this game are much more static than in Battle Brothers. I'm not familiar with Battle Brothers. All right, so I think I'm going to take all the 5X parts we can get here because I'd like to build a 5X Marauder. So we're going to do that, and we'll take the Marauder 3R part. Is there anything else here that... Oh, there is a charger part, and I need a charger too. Okay, so we'll take the charger part. So we can actually get a Marauder and a charger out of this mission. Okay, so we're getting a charger and a Marauder out of this mission. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, really quick question for everybody in the stream. We have enough time to do one more mission, or I can end early after we do the modifications on the Marauder and the Charger. So do we want to see some stuff in the mech bay, or do you want to see another quick mission before we sign off? That is what I want. So we got Cataphract, Charger, Hunchback, Marauder, and some components. Ooh, Angel ECM. That's really nice, actually. Nice. Battle Brothers is a medieval mercenary game which you are the boss and everything is decided by RNG rules. It's kind of addicting, but borderline close to gambling. I haven't played Battle Brothers. Is that like a game on the iPad or the phone, and then you actually put money in, like real money? So I could see that could be on the cusp of gambling. All right, so we've got some mechs to repair, so let's do that real quick. I'm gonna want these mechs for our next mission.
On it.
Okay, especially the fire starter. We definitely need the fire starter. Oh, it's on Steam. Okay. I'm not familiar with that one. I'm more saying it's like gambling because it's 100% randomized. Oh, okay. So there's not any actual monetary gambling going on. I understand. All right, we're gonna eat. All right, so we're gonna have to downgrade one of our lasers on the fire starter because I'm out of ER medium lasers. All right, thank you for the follow there. Really appreciate it. Hunter Strange, thank you for the follow.
Shouldn't be too hard.
All right, so we're gonna wait for those pilots, and then the question is, do we have enough time for an attack and defend mission? I think we're going to be okay. We've got an attack and defend mission available. I'm not going to put those mods. Like, for example, I could put together that Marauder and that Charger. But I'm not going to do it this mission. I have a couple of mechs I could put together. I thought I had enough parts to put together a Charger. Yep, there's the Charger. Okay, so I could put together this Charger. Yeah, let's put together the base Charger. It'll just take us a second. I'm not going to modify it, but I would like to have another heavy or an assault for this mission. So, actually, never mind. This is a horrible Charger. I'm going to have to completely rebuild it. I do not like this at all. So we're not going to use that Charger on this next mission. Let's see. So we have, all right, so we've repaired our mechs. And we have a attack and defend mission in the city. It's a 4-skull. Let's see if we can get it done. We've got 40 minutes left before the workday starts. Okay, so we're going to take our Atlas. We're going to take our... All right, so I need to actually get Mastermind out because he's injured. Yep, that is a punch bot. You are correct. And I'm not a huge fan of punch bots, to be honest with you. All right, let's move text to the Atlas with the AC. We'll put Harmony into the Atlas with the arrow launcher because he's a missile master. Okay, I think this is a pretty good attack and defend lance. Yep, that is a pure punch bot. You are correct, sir. So I'm not a big I mean, I can look at it and see if I can put together a quote-unquote punch bot. But that's not really something I favor too much in my lances. I'm a big fan of overwhelming firepower. In my time in the military, that taught me, that's the one thing that was really punched into our head, is that overwhelming firepower and good strategy can win just about every battle. Now, you can't just have overwhelming firepower and bad strategy, or you will fail. But if you have overwhelming firepower and strategy, you will win most battles. So, I'm definitely a fan of both of those. All right, hopefully this will load quickly. We got 40 minutes before the workday starts. Hopefully we can get through an attack and defend mission. It certainly can't last as long as that last mission. I've never had a non-attack and defend mission last as long as that last mission. Oh, sounds like Souls, huh? So Souls is strategy and overwhelming firepower too? Yeah, I mean, most games are. I mean, one of the reasons I do like Battletech a little bit more is that if you use strategy, even with lighter mechs, you can still win the day. But, you know, firepower is still a big part of your success. All right, hopefully this won't take too long to load. Oh, Infirm, he's talking about a game he's playing. He's playing Demon Souls. Oh, Souls is overwhelmingly dodge. Okay, so you know what he's talking about. You guys are just having a debate about what is the most important part of the game, which is cool.
Command interface initiated.
All right, so we got a friendly base. I actually like this map. This is one of my favorite attack and defend maps. Okay. We've taken control of the facility, yada, yada, yada. Right. Right, so this is what we're going to do, unless you're using magic. Okay, so we have to destroy the enemy base, which is over here. We have to defend the local base, which is here. And we have to get to the evac zone. So, pretty straightforward. I actually like this map quite a bit. So, one of the things we do with this map is we push our lighter mechs towards getting to the objective, and we use our heavier mechs to defend the base. It's pretty straightforward. Right, so we got a heavy carrier here, so let's get some firepower on this heavy carrier as quickly as possible. Wow, that heavy carrier, did you see how many Thunderbolt 10s it has on it? That is a nasty target right there. It's got to go down first. Alright, so we have vehicles in the first wave. Alright, that Chaparral tank also is going to have an arrow. Oh, we're playing against House Arano? I have mixed feelings about that. I have really mixed feelings about playing against House Arano. For obvious reasons. And why is House Arano attacking a location in Davion space? Right, at least we have some allies to help us here. So actually our allies can probably handle the defense just fine. It's going to be us pushing our lance towards the enemy base. Alright, so this should be a very doable attack and defend because we have allies. Except one of my mechs, my Marauder, is stuck on a building. Alright, so our Marauder is just going to be a gun emplacement.
Sound smart.
basically. That's really too bad. Really too bad. I hate when that happens. All right. Alright, come on. I'm going to be hitting the space bar to try to get our allies through their turns as quickly as possible here. Just because we're running a little short of time.
Good to go.
Alright, so our Heliopis here. We need to push up.
Roger that.
Now our Heliopis, I'd like to hit this sniper or this heavy carrier, but the chances are so low. Alright, we have this carrier we could hit, and I don't want to use Inferno because we're actually going to be walking through this area as well. So, alright, I'll take the shots at this weapons carrier. Hope we get lucky. Okay, we did. Alright, so at least we took an enemy out.
Move her down.
Oof. Thunderbolt ammo coming our way.
Barely hit, Commander.
Thank you, Javina, for the follow. I'm not going to even pronounce your whole name. Is the Lao Hu also? Oh man, our Lao Hu is also stuck on a building. Okay. So our Lao Hu and our Marauder are both stuck on buildings. So they're definitely going to be the base defenders. Right, hopefully that heavy carrier goes boom. Because that's a lot of firepower. Alright, here comes the heavy carrier. Ooh, all those Thunderbolt 10s. It's a good thing our fire starter was evasive there, or we would be dead. That's a lot of firepower that barely missed hitting us. Alright, let's push up with our Atlas. Right now our Atlas has a Missile Master and an Arrow 4. Oh wait, no, it has a... no, this is the other Atlas. It does have a Thunderbolt 10, though. Let's see if we could take out this heavy carrier with some Thunderbolts. Nah, we didn't hit any ammo. Not enough.
What do you need, Commander?
Not enough. Right, so this is our Atlas with the arrow launcher.
Time to pour on the speed.
Now, since Harmony is a Missile Master, we should have a higher hit chance here. So, yep, 74% chance. Let's see if we can get an ammo explosion. I'm going to use Battlelord here to increase accuracy and chance of a serious amount of damage. Let's see if we can get rid of this heavy
Taking the
carrier
shot, Commander.
with this Arrow 4 shot. Ugh, we did some damage, not enough. Not enough to take it out.
Standing by.
Alright, Firestarter, you are going to have to stay evasive while you wait for the rest of the Lance and push forward. But let's see if you can finish off this heavy carrier. Yes! Alright, that's a lot of enemy firepower off the board. That's great. That is great news. going to click through the turns as quickly as possible. I usually don't do that. I like to let the mission, everything play through, but I also want to get through this mission in the next 30 minutes. So we're gonna kind of push the speed of this mission along here. Let's do a precision strike, see if we can get rid of this Arrow 4 launcher. Not quite, but we did a bit of damage there. Alright, let's see if our allies can finish it off. Not enough.
I hear ya.
Alright, our Marauder's still stuck on a building.
Resting my mech.
I can't believe 2 of our mechs are stuck on a building.
Waiting for
But
orders.
I like the fact that we rolled
Coordinates received.
friendly reinforcements, so I'm going to leave this alone. Alright, we'll take the shot here. We probably won't hit. Oh, we got lucky there. We destroyed that Arrow 4 launcher. That was very lucky. Alright, our Lauhu gets a
Frag the
kill.
vehicle.
Even though... there's such a low chance. Alright, we're going to move up our Heliopis.
Copy that.
Now, this is something that you can do with the Heliopis, okay? When you have artillery, one of the things you could do on these attack the base missions is you could literally have your artillery working on destroying the enemy base. So we're going to put some Inferno and Heat rounds into this enemy base and see if we can't start taking those base structures out at long range.
Took a hard hit there.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Is it a little gamey? Yeah, it's a little gamey. But you know what? We've got 20 minutes to finish this mission, so I'm going to be a little gamey. Alright, so there's a weapons carrier in the distance. Let's put some Thunderbolts on it and hope we get lucky. Nope, no luck there on the Thunderbolts.
Sometimes failing is important. However, this will mostly be painful.
I don't think they should have named a ammo after a mech. There shouldn't be Thunderbolt ammo and Thunderbolts as mechs. It can be confusing. I mean, you and I know what I'm talking about.
What do you need, Commander?
But some people would probably, like, be confused.
Time to pour on the speed.
I love having Atlases, but they're so darn slow. Alright, let's see if we can do a precision strike on that weapons carrier.
Taking the shot,
Arrow.
Commander.
No luck there. We did some damage, but usually with the Arrow 4, I'm trying to get some sort of internal explosion that doubles the damage of the missile. That's really the beauty of the Arrow 4, is it does tend to cause a lot of internal explosions. That's really the strength of the weapon. Alright, friendly's going after that weapon carrier. Alright, we got some enemy defenders on the base, that's fine. That's not unexpected.
another target.
Alright, there goes the first wave of attackers. That's a good start.
Ready to get it on.
Alright, so one thing you can do with this map that a lot of people I don't see do is you can actually send your mechs in this direction and get to the enemy base without fighting through the defenders. So let's send our fire starter that way. See if we can have him kind of sneak in and try to finish off the buildings. And then we'll have the rest of our mechs go in the hard way. Liquid Nix, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Just a reminder, 2 reminders. Oh wait, let me take my turn first before I give you the reminders.
Ready, Commander.
Alright, we got a Dragonfire. Let's push up our Dragonfire. Dragonfires are pretty fast for their firepower, so we want to push these guys towards the objective. Alright, so while our allies are taking their turn, first and foremost, get involved in the chat room. Second of all, we have a giveaway. If you follow us, you're entered into our for a free chance to win a Funko Pop.
What can I do for
So
you?
please give us a follow.
Good for now.
It's at no
Cool
cost
about
to
it.
you, and you get a chance for a free Funko Pop every month. So every one of our followers is entered into the giveaway every month. The more you are involved in our channel, the more likely you are to win the giveaway. That's just the way it is.
On my way.
If you, for example, help us as a moderator, you get additional entries into the Funko Pop giveaway. If you're active in the chat, you get additional entries into the Funko Pop giveaway. Alright, so let's keep using our artillery to target these buildings.
All weapons are go.
Our goal is to try to take out those buildings at long range, hopefully before we fight our way to them, because it's just a more efficient way to get there. Right, 2 of our mechs are still stuck on top of a building, which is unfortunate.
I'm on the clock.
That's where their pods landed. So we're just going to have to push forward with what we have
Bad decisions
on the
at
field.
high speed.
Fortunately, that includes 2 Atlases, so I think we'll be fine.
What do you need, Commander?
Right, Atlases have no target, so let's push
Time to
forward.
pour on the speed.
The challenge is these Atlases are a little slow. They're not what I would normally use to attack the enemy base. Normally I would use my faster mechs, but they're unfortunately stuck on top of a building. So we're going to have to do the best we can. Which is part of the reason that I'm using the artillery to attack the enemy base is to try to offset the fact that we don't have our fastest mechs available to race for the enemy base. It's kind of gamey to attack the target with artillery, but it's also very realistic. It's exactly what
I can see why people
you
enjoy
would do in
this
the military
class.
more often than not. If you had a target, a primary enemy target that you could hit with either air assets or artillery,
Full speed.
you
no
would do
target.
that every time possible. So what's the... Oh, hey, I'm gonna die. What's the area effect on that artillery? I've not gotten that far in my game. Thank you for joining us, I'm gonna die. He's a real friend to our channels. I'm gonna die also streams Mech Warrior 5 with us whenever we're able to play in the evenings. So if you like Mech Warrior 5 co-op, that's another reason to give us a follow. So let's look at the area of effect next time we shoot. I'm gonna die. I'll look that up for you.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Alright, so again, our Marauder's stuck on the building.
Resting my mech.
Yeah, you're resting your mech because I can't move your mech. Okay.
Good to go.
Alright, so let's look at... I think the area effect, it depends on which ammo you use. So Inferno has an area of effect, I think, of 120. HE has an area effect, I believe, of about 60. And shape charges do not have an area of effect, but they do more damage. So we're going to keep it on HE and Inferno, and we're going to keep attacking the enemy base with artillery. Now, the good thing about the Inferno is it does damage to the buildings over time, in addition to the explosive damage.
Giving them everything I've got.
So eventually those buildings are literally going to burn up.
Ripped off.
Waiting for orders.
So that's a definite positive. Alright, our Lauhu is still stuck on top of the building.
Confirmed. Holding and cooling.
Got 20 minutes till the workday. Hopefully we can finish this mission off. That's why I'm kind of clicking through the enemy turns. Normally I let those play out, but if they're not close to my mech, I'm just going to click through them quickly. So you can take out an entire base from extreme range for the objective. Yes, you can. I've done it before. So if you have artillery, you can absolutely destroy
What do you need, Commander?
the enemy base at long range. So we can even make that more extreme. So let's take the Atlas here, okay? So our Atlas, we can do attack ground with our Atlas. So let's do attack ground on this building here with our Arrow 4.
Taking the shot, Commander.
There you go.
Commander, they're starting to smack me around pretty
We just
hard,
took one of
and
the
I could
buildings
use
out
some help.
with an Arrow 4. I don't know if it was an objective building, but we did take out a building. I heard it collapse. So yes, with artillery and with missiles, you can absolutely take out an enemy base at long range. Do I do it? Oh, there's an enemy Heliopis. Ouch. Okay. That was kind of nasty.
Not much armor left in that
But yes,
location.
I'm going to die. Using artillery as a option to destroy an enemy base is absolutely doable. It's going to take a while, but the question is, I'm going to bet that we take out that enemy base with artillery before we get within direct fire range of that base.
Yes, Commander.
Let's see what happens. Alright, we gotta keep our fire starter evasive. We want to get in on this Heliopis because we want to get within the minimum range of that arrow launcher. I think he has an arrow. Yes, he does. So we're gonna actually what we're gonna actually do here is we're actually gonna precision strike. See if we could take out that arrow launcher. Nope, not that round. Now, as you can see, our fire starter, by sneaking through the back door, is almost at the enemy base. And he can help work on destroying the enemy base. Alright, let's push up our dragon fire. Alright, so our dragon fire can actually shoot at the enemy base here, but I'm actually going to use his firepower to take out these defenders because we want salvage. Alright, let's go for a headshot here, why not? Alright, nice head hit there.
Dealt a heavy hit there.
Skewed One says it also depends on the artillery piece firing. Standard long tom is 250 meters, whereas thumper is 100 meters.
I hear ya.
Yep. And you can put a long tom.
Good for now. Cooling down a
In
bit.
fact, I've had a lot of success putting long toms on Mackies. Mackeys are really good artillery beds. Mackeys have the tonnage to handle a lot of weapons, but really they're not the best frontline mechs at this point in the game, but they make really good artillery mechs. Alright, let's keep moving up our artillery. That's really our end game here. If we can keep engaging these buildings with our artillery, that should finish this off. Should finish off these buildings pretty quickly. I think one of the other buildings just went down. Yep. It's not giving us credit for it because we don't have vision on them. I think that's why it's not giving a credit.
10-4.
Right. Alright, let's see if we can finish off this mission. Again, I'm kind of tabbing through the turns that don't really impact anything right now because we've got about 15 minutes left in our stream and I want to get to the end of this mission. Oswar.
I'm on the
Going
clock.
for a jump. Alright, let's push up with our Atlas.
Let's make some bad decisions.
Alright, Atlas, what do you got? What do you got shots at? You can put everything into that Ostruck. You can put everything into that Oswar. Alright, let's just do a precision strike on the Ostruck here. Hopefully we'll get enough hits that we can just finish this guy off. Oh! Lethal hit to the head. We had a very low hit percent chance and we actually got a kill shot to the head.
I'm legally obligated to inform you on pay per kill.
A square in Battletech is 30 meters. That sounds short. No, he's talking... I'm gonna die. He's not talking about the range. He's talking about the area of effect damage. So, a artillery piece can pretty much hit anything on a map in Battletech. So, the radius are... Okay, you guys are dangerously close to getting into math on Battletech. We're not going to do math. You guys can do math in the chat room, but I'm not going to do math here in the control panel. So when you start talking about diameter and radius, you're losing me. All right, let's actually do Battlelord here. I'd like to do some more damage to this Heliopis. So let's see if we can hit the arrow launcher with an arrow
Taking the
missile.
shot, Commander.
Okay, we got some damage in there. Alright, our allies are moving up to give some fire support. I mean, this mission is pretty much well in hand. We should be able to destroy these buildings in the next few minutes.
I can see why people enjoy this line of work.
Alright. So every instinct in me is telling me to attack this Heliopis. But I really want to finish off the buildings, so we're going to go for the buildings. As you saw, by going the long way around, my fire starter was able to get to the enemy base without too much trouble, and now it can finish off some of these buildings really quickly. I'm gonna die says he grew up with actual Battletech, so he's used to the math. That makes more sense, Askew. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I've done tabletop too. I've done tabletop too, but
Ready, Commander.
I'm still with regular Battletech. I don't want to have to do math. Just let me blow things up. All right, let's do precision strike on this Oswar. I'm going to go for the leg. Not only will we do damage to the leg, but if we do damage to the building, we can actually get 2 hits for the price of 1 here. Let's see what happens. Oh, that wasn't what I was hoping for.
What can I do for you?
Look, friendships are building in the chat room. I love it.
Sound smart. Cooling.
I love it. Really happy to have some of my good friends in the chat room. Always makes things a lot more fun than just talking to myself. Ooh, all right. That Heliopis is really
Taking the beating, Commander.
throwing a lot of firepower our way. Alright, so
Copy that.
what if we use our Heliopis for a round on their Heliopis? Alright, let's do that. Let's see if we can't get some heat in on this Heliopis so we can't fire all those weapons. Maybe he'll have an ammo explosion. I mean, we really have this mission in a pretty good place.
Commander?
We're targeting the enemy structures with artillery. We're getting our mechs in close to the enemy base to do some direct fire damage. So we should finish this one off in the next couple of minutes, which is good because that's all I have time for.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Let's push up.
Let's make some bad decisions at high speed.
Alright, let's do some multi-target here. Send a Thunderbolt towards the Heliopis and everything else towards this Oswar.
And for my next trick, a stunning display of ineptitude.
Yeah, the Prometheus is a newer mech. I think it was added in with the last update. So it's definitely a newish mech.
Sometimes failing is important. However, this will mostly...
It kind of looks cooler
What
than
do you
it
need,
is.
Commander?
I'm not like the Prometheus looks cool, but I'm not sure
Time to pour on the speed.
if it's as powerful as its coolness is, if you know what I mean. All right, let's put everything into this Oswar. Oh, air bursted. That doesn't help
I
us.
can see why people enjoy this line of work.
That doesn't help us. Right, fire starter, let's finish. So we can start planning our exit strategy. Alright, so that's the first target down.
One less structure.
But all of the structures have taken structural damage from the fire and artillery.
Ready, Commander.
So it's not going to take very long to finish these structures off. Especially, I'm going to push the dragon fire through. And case in point, let's work on finishing off these structures.
Target himself.
Oh, half a bar away
Waiting
from
on you,
being
Commander.
finished, from destroying it. All right. I can't believe 2 of our mechs are just sitting on top of a building, or this mission would have been over a long time ago. But that's fine. It increased the difficulties. Yeah, no, the Prometheus is really a missile build with some PPCs on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Ready for orders.
It is not another artillery piece.
All right, full speed.
Alright, let's see if we can knock off some more of these buildings. Let's see, we'll put it right in the middle, see if we can finish off that one building and do damage to the other.
Roger that.
There we go.
Barely hit, Commander.
There goes another building with artillery. Let's see if the Prometheus shoots. Oh, it's doing sensor locks. Oh, come on. We wanted to see you make something go boom. Alright, that Heliopis is going to be a real headache. We need to just make it go away.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, Lahu, still stuck on that building.
Roger. Venting heat.
Watch the fire starter. Yeah, the fire starter. Are you talking about my fire starter? Yeah. I have to keep an eye on it. The fire starters are really squishy, but at this stage of the game, but I mean they're such good scouts that, you know, it's hard not to keep them in your repertoire. Alright, Atlas, can we finish off this Oswar? Let's do a precision strike. It's already got damage to the head. If we could just get one laser in here, that will be all she wrote. Let's see. Actually, we'll turn off the Thunderbolts and go for as many lasers as possible.
Let's see if I'm smart enough to find this out.
No, we did not get a headshot in.
What do you need, Commander?
Oh yeah, I almost artillery. Yeah, I mean, it's artillery is never an exact science,
Time to pour on the speed.
which is ironic because it is science. But with this game, sometimes it's far from perfect. All right, so let's see if we can just finish off this Oswar here.
Ooh, is it time to press the Alpha Strike button? I love the Alpha Strike button.
There we go. There goes the Oswar.
That's one more bad guy off the board.
I can see why people enjoy this line of work.
All right, so we're close to finishing off these buildings with artillery. So let's actually use our fire starter on the Heliopis here.
Locked on with all weapons.
Get its heat up, get some structure exposed. Dwayne Cod, thank you for the follow, really appreciate it. Hacker God 20, thank you for the follow, really appreciate that as well. All right, let's actually see if we can finish off this last building here. Oh wait, we have two more buildings to finish off. All right, so there's one. All right, we got one more building left.
Building trash.
What setting is that? The most I've seen is 4. Yeah. I mean, I sometimes will luck out and get 5 parts. 4 parts is not unusual. Obviously, when you kill the pilot, which is what happened there, we got lethal damage on the pilot, you get more mech parts. The most mech parts you can ever get is you actually have the ability to kill the enemy pilot with heat. So if you kill the enemy with pilot with enough heat, that you will actually get 5 mech parts. you will basically get their mech. Alright, there we go. That Heliopus killed itself, I
Standing by.
believe. So that's good for us. Oh no, the Heliopus didn't kill itself. Alright, so we have this building that we need to finish off. So let's do Precision Strike. See if we can finish off this building with artillery.
All weapons. Damage minimal.
Nah, didn't go down. And I'm gonna die. This game really is impacted by how many parts you require. I think I'm gonna die. You're just having some bad luck there. If you get a headshot, you usually only get 4 or 5 parts. But it also depends. It also depends on how much damage you've done to the target before you get the headshot. So, for example, if you get a mech, if you're targeting a mech and you get a headshot, and it has no other damage than you... Alright, there you go. The Heliopus ejected. That's good. Alright, so now all we have to do is take out that last building and we're done.
I'm on the clock.
Thank
What do you
goodness.
want?
Let's bring this mission to a close.
Let's make some bad decisions at high speed.
So, as I was saying, if you... Right, so we should be able to finish off this building here. There we go. Mission successful. Alright, all targets are eliminated.
Mission successful.
Alright. There we go. 2 hours and 2 missions. So as I was saying, I'm going to die. If you attack a mech and it has no damage, and then you get a headshot, you're going to get 5 mech parts. If you've done some damage to it before you get the headshot, maybe you'll get 4 parts or 3 parts. I've even gotten a headshot on a mech that was almost destroyed, so I only got 1 component out of it. It has a lot to do with how much damage you do before you get the headshot. That's how it was explained to me, and from my experience, that tends to be correct. Alright, so let's quickly do our salvage here. I mean, these are not the best mechs. Are there any components? I can actually use the ER medium lasers here on a couple mechs. So I know it seems crazy that I'm taking ER medium lasers here, but I can use them. Slave, comm suite. Again, a comm suite is not the most valuable thing here, but I can use it. A light engine. Yeah, I'll take the light engine as well. And then I'll just take a Heliopus part. 4 isn't too bad on here due to the mix and match nature of assembly allowed. I require 5 mech parts for my mech assembly because I wanted to make mech assembly as difficult as possible just for the challenge. So it takes me 5 mech parts to put a mech together. You don't like hunting mechs. Well, don't worry, I'm going to die because mechs will hunt you. So on that note, unfortunately, I need to get to my day job. So I'm going to end the stream here. Please give us a follow for an entry into a Funko Pop. And also, give us a follow so you can follow us next time. I stream Battletech Advanced every morning, 7 days a week at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you like Battletech Advanced, every day it's at 9 a.m. I will be here. So I'll see you next time.